Yeah, there we go. A little bit of Rod Stewart to get us started, and I'll tell you what a start we've got today. A bit different from the norm. I usually have some singer-songwriters or artists in. We've got a little bit different. I have got Dominique Harvey.
Hello.
Hello. And she is from Seabass Vinyl. So we're all going to talk about how do you get from, I take it they give you a digital copy of the song and you press it.
Yeah, so
sounds simple.
Yeah, it's quite a complex process. So when people order records from us, so they send us the digital files for the music. So usually it's one file for each side, for side A and side B.
Yeah.
And we send those digital files to a lacquer cutting house.
All right, okay.
Who then, so they use a very old machine called a lathe. So I don't know if you've heard about that. So which has a small head, basically, and that cuts grooves into what we call a lacquer at a certain depth and width. And once the needle basically later goes on the record, then it's the depth and the width that create the sounds, etc.
Okay.
So once the lacquers are cut by the lacquer cutting company, they are sent to an electroplating company, so based in Sheffield, and they take those lacquers, physical lacquers, it's like a disc basically, and they plunge it in a bath of nickel particles, and the nickel particles deposit themselves in the grooves, and then it forms like a metal disc, so we call it the metal work, which is then treated and trimmed, and that's what is sent to us. So one for side A, one for side B, that we put on our machine, and that makes the mold for the music.
Okay, so it's a huge process.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Is most of it done by the time it reaches you, or you still got lots to do?
No, so once we receive those metal plates called the stampers, then we put them on the machine, and that's when you've got your PVC comes from the extruder in the machine, that is then melted by the steam coming from the boiler and spreads the plastic on the molds. And then there is a heat exchanger then that brings cold water to cool down the record to keep it in its shape, and is then trimmed and cut, and then gives us the record. So it's a complex process, and you can have problems coming from any of the stages, so at lacquer cutting, stamper manufacturing, or during the actual pressing process, which we do here.
Does that affect the audio?
It can, yes. So if there is a cutting issue, for example, let's say if some of the tracks are at different sample rates, for example, then that's a problem. Or sometimes you can have pits on the stampers, on the metalwork, that you could then cause some pops on the record, so that would be rejected as well. And then you could have, on our side, contaminated plastic with metal, let's say, that could scratch the stampers, or the machine not working properly, not spreading the plastic, then that causes some non-fill on the record. So sometimes you can have defects that are visual only and not audible, but sometimes they are audible.
Can you reuse all that, or do you have to just...
No, so every single record that we pressed is checked visually, just to make sure that there are no physical defects. And if there is a small defect, then we check if it's audible or not. And if it's audible, then all these records are rejected. So I think... in average, the defect rate and the rejection rate is 10% traditionally for pressing plants. So in that case, we can't ship those records, and we recycle all the rejected records.
Okay, but I'm going to take you back now, because you were the first vinyl pressing company. Would that be the right term?
In Scotland, pressing plant, yes, We are the only one and the first ever in Scotland. Yeah, for any reason, nobody else had ever pressed in Scotland. There are other pressing plants in the UK, in England, but not in Scotland, so we are the first ever.
Okay, but you're not just getting acts from Scotland. You're getting them from all over, which we're going to talk about.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we press a lot of records for the Scottish music industry, and we're very lucky. People have been really, really supportive in using our services, so we're very grateful for that. But we also press for labels based in England, and also a lot in the US as well, and in Europe.
Okay. I mean, I was having a look at your website and your social media, and it does look very complex. And you have invited me down to have a look because I have to see this so I can talk about it. But so you started this 3 years ago.
That's right. So we'll be 3 years old in November.
Right. Okay. And you're obviously from France.
I am from Brittany.
Yeah, you're from Brittany.
Yeah.
I think everybody got that. Like.
Yeah, I know. I can't hide it, but I've been living in the UK for 25 years, but I think I'll keep that accent forever now. It's too late.
Like.
I know.
And, but you live in North Berwick now.
Yeah, near North Berwick, that's right. And our plant is based in Macmerry Industrial Estate in Tranent. Yeah.
Right. And why did you pick Macmerry? Just it was available?
So it's very difficult to find industrial plots where you can build a building that has the accessible power and all the, the amenities like, so we need a specific amount of electricity and power and then water, etc. And we did buy the plot from East Lothian Council. Yeah.
So was that purpose built for you there?
Yeah, it was. So we built the plant completely from scratch and with sustainability in mind. So everything we've done and the way we've built our plant is with sustainability in mind.
Okay, what I'm going to do, we're going to play some music because I know a few of the artists that you've done vinyl for. Yeah. We're going to start with this one because I saw it on your social media, and it's a band that I've been to see numerous times, and that's Horse McDonald, or Horse. Yeah. And she did her 35 years ago. She did The Same Sky, which is a brilliant album, and you did a remastered version of that on vinyl.
That's right, yes. So we've done The Same Sky, and we've done also sorry, I forgot the title of the album. The roads less traveled, and we've pressed several times for Horse, and she actually came to the plant twice as well. So
I saw the
pleasure.
Videos of the plants. I wish I'd known. I would have been there.
Yeah, and we saw her actually in Barrowland as well at the beginning of the year, which was with the Scottish Chamber Orchestra, which was amazing.
She's got some voice in her. Okay, we're going to do from this is from The Same Sky, The Speed of the Beat of My Heart.
Oh,
that's
love that
easy
song.
for me to say.
Yes.
But here we go. This is Horse, and you did the remastered vinyl.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So is that? Did she sell that through her own network and everything else? You don't do any selling on
no,
it? No.
So we sell the record either directly to the artist or to record labels, and then they do their own distribution. And so for independent artists, so most of them would sell their records during their gigs, or also they can sell through Bandcamp as well, or their own websites.
Do you do the artwork as well?
So the artwork is always sent to us by the artists themselves, but we commission the printing of the sleeves of the record center labels, booklets, lyric sheets, etc. So we do that.
Right. So you put it all together.
That's right. Yeah.
And at the end, they've got the full album.
They've got the full package.
Double album.
Double album. We've done triple gatefolds. Wow. And we've done even box sets. I think one recently for Sequence with like 10 records in them. So So
you can do a bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's have a little bit of Horse then. Well, that is Horse McDonald. That is The Speed of the Beat of My Heart. And no doubt you heard us having a little bit of conversation just before I put the mics down. Just ignore that. And but I'm here with Dominique Harvey, and we're talking about the vinyl pressing plant that you've set up in Macmerry, and 3 years now. And are you getting inquiries from everywhere now?
We do, yeah. So we've pressed records from artists in India, in the US, so from everywhere, a lot from Europe, from Spain, you name it. And we do press a lot for DJs based in the US, so in New York or in Detroit. So, for example, dub electronic music, who send us their audio masters, and then they press and distribute their records through us. Yeah,
because I was looking at the prices. In fact, I'm not going to give people the prices because they're there. They're there on your website.
I can talk about that as well.
Yeah, but the prices don't actually look too bad. And obviously, the more you do, the price per unit becomes a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's right. So and the reason for that is a pair of lacquers that I mentioned earlier cost £250, and a pair of galvanics or stampers is £130. So you've got some fixed costs. Yeah. No matter how many units you press, this is what you pay. And same for the minimum run for the printed goods, for the sleeves. So the more you buy, the cheaper it gets.
Because the minimum is 100?
That's right, yeah.
And you've been telling me you're doing a one at the moment, which is 7,000?
Double albums, yeah. But we've done more. So we've done some records for, I don't know, like 15,000. And we're going to do one very soon, 20,000 units as well. So it goes quite high. But I'd say the average number of records we press would be around 300, 500 units.
Yeah. So I can see where the costs are coming if you're ordering 100, because you've got that initial startup cost. If you're doing something like 10, 15, 20,000, do you have to change anything, or does the press and all that will do that without any problem?
The process is exactly the same. The only thing is when you do large runs, you need to order multiple pairs of stampers or the molds where the music is, because stampers can fail after usually around 1,000 records. So in that case, they split basically, and then you need to replace them on the machine. So for a larger run, we order what we call a stamper two-step process, where the mother of the stampers are manufactured so that we can regrow stampers very easily.
And I would take it with the business only being 3 years old, the machinery and everything else will be in pretty good condition.
Haha, that's...
Is that old?
Well... It can be challenging. So our machines are made in Sweden by a company called Phoenix Alpha, and so most of the time they work well, but sometimes some parts go rogue, etc. So we need to replace them. So it can be challenging. Yeah.
So as an ongoing process that you have to update all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's so pressing is not an exact science. It's more of an art, because depending on the record that you press, and depending on the music that you press, and whether it's a 45 RPM or 33 RPM, then all the parameters of the machine needs to be changed, because the temperature, for example, needs to be changed. So if it's a 45 RPM, then the temperature would need to be higher so that the plastic spreads more easily and on the stampers.
I was looking, everything you do is 12-inch.
At the moment, yes, but we have the plan to have a 7-inch kit to add on our machine. So we've got some of our customers who are asking for 7 inches.
So if somebody wants a 45 RPM, then it's still on 12-inch at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
And is that just a single, maybe one or two songs?
Yes, so it doesn't depend on the number of songs. It depends on the side duration. So usually 45 RPM records are reserved for side durations from, let's say, 10 to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And then anything beyond 11 minutes would be 33 RPM.
Right. So you've got 33 RPM both sides.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well... Yes, but it happens. We've done that a couple of times where customers have asked 45 RPM on one side and 33 RPM on the other side. So that's possible. Not sure why you would do that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But you've done it.
We've done it. Yeah. I think only twice, actually.
Right. And the idea of doing singles, do you think, what would be the reason for that? Is that... So
there is a lot of appetite for EPs at the moment, which are, shorter records. Sometimes it happens for either new artists who don't have a full album yet, so a good alternative is to have an EP. Or sometimes we can have also a bonus disc within an album by an artist, and in that case, so they would have their main album and then maybe a short single on top of that as well.
Yeah. Does that happen often? Or?
It happens quite regularly, actually, and again, people seem to have lots of appetite for EPs. So yeah.
Okay. Now we mentioned cost, and as you say, you're happy to talk about the cost.
Absolutely, yeah.
And because it's there, it's on your website.
It is.
And people know up front what the costs are, and you've got difference in a white label package. So is that just like an inner sleeve? The white inner sleeve?
So it's a black record with a white center label, so we don't have any printed label, so that's quite quick in that sense. And then in what we call a disco bag, which is a bit thicker than an inner sleeve, it's like a light card basically. Okay. And we do quite a lot of these for DJs, for example, who don't really care of the sleeves or, they just want to play the music. So we do quite a few of these. Sometimes we do those as well in disco bags, but with printed labels, so they can still have a nice center label, printed, color, etc. But our main product is the band package, so which is, as you said, key, everything in hand, record in hand. So you've got your black record, you've got your printed sleeve with a standard 3mm spine, which is all color, and you can insert a lyric sheet, and it's shrunk wrap and everything with test pressings, etc.
You do, I'm sure you do more, but you've got, like, say, 4 main things that you do, because you do, most of it's 140 grams.
All of it at the moment, actually. So we tend to avoid 180 gram for sustainability purposes. So it's consume much more PVC, much more energy. There is more reject rate as well for 180, more risk of warping. So a lot of the big labels have banned.
So you stick to 140 then?
Yes, we can do 180, but we tend not to do it. We do it sometimes for the repress of back catalogs, for example, for Chrysalis, when I've mentioned to you Steve Harley, this sort of record, but otherwise we try to stick to the 140. And the 140 is already quite substantial. It's actually a bit heavier than 140. Right. It looks substantial, and the quality of the audio is the same anyway. The depth of the groove is the same, so there is no real benefits on 180 apart from the look and feel of the record.
Okay. And how does that compare with, say, the traditional vinyl album from years ago? Is that about the same weight?
So, my understanding is that a lot of the standard weight vinyl in the past were quite flimsy, and that's why people sometimes have a prejudice against one. Well. Yes, but now with the quality of the records we press, there is not much benefit to have 140. But otherwise, the technology is exactly the same as it was, 50 years ago. Okay. So it's the same.
So if people do want to know the costs, they can go on your website, and the costs are clearly laid out in volume. So you've got your minimum 100 going up to 3,000, but you can do more.
Yeah, and you can do all the amounts in between 150, 200, etc. So we don't have all these prices on the price list, obviously, because that would be too large. But if people contact us for any spec of the record, so any number, color, so we do color vinyl, opaque, semi-transparent, marble vinyl, transparent or clear glass. Then I can give them the code. We do gatefold sleeves, we do standard sleeves, all of that. Yeah.
But if you look at the costs, and you've said why it's so expensive to do the 100, because you've got initial costs there that you have to do. So the more you do, the cheaper it becomes. And I'm just looking at, say they do a 12-inch black vinyl, white disco bag, it can get down to £2.48 for one unit.
Yes, that's right. And that's why when people come to us and ask us to press 100 record, I always ask them, so because I don't want to push for us, it doesn't make any difference. But if they can afford it,
do more.
And if they think they can sell them and they can shift them, as some people say, then it's so much more beneficial. Because the problem is that a lot of people come to us, press 100 records, and then come back a month later, said, I've sold everything. And then you need to reorder a new run of prints, which is more expensive, etc. So anyway, so that's the balance that our customers need to bear in mind. If you can, and if you think you're going to sell them, then it's better to buy 150 than 100, for example. Again, for us, it doesn't make any difference, but it's,
Not good. And as I say, you're totally open with your price list. It's there on the website. And I take it people can talk to you about any volume in between. And I like the questions and answers. Frequently asked questions. That told you everything I really needed to know. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad you read it because not everybody reads them.
No, I did. I wanted to know a bit more about it before you came in. So maybe I'm a bit sad doing that, but I did. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to play another track now. And you had the Bluebells in.
Yes, and they came to the plant actually, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah, it was
Bobby
really
Bluebell and
yes,
all that.
Yeah, and the folks from last night from Glasgow. Yeah, it was fantastic to meet them. And we pressed their double album, which is fantastic. So really privileged to have met them.
Right, we're going to do a little bit of the Bluebells now. One that everybody knows. Yeah. Okay, welcome back. And this is Colin Torley here on Radio Saltire, Saturday morning show. And I'm here with my guest. We're just having a big chat because I knew nothing about this, to be honest. But we've got Dominique from Seabass Vinyl, and she's keeping me right about how you go about pressing vinyl. It's become really popular now, isn't it? Vinyl.
Yeah.
Is that why you got into it?
No, and it's funny because people always say, it's gone popular, but I think it's always been, and you always have...
been there.
Yeah, it's always been there, and you always have that group of people who have always bought vinyl records and who will carry on buying vinyl. But you're right, now there is the new generation as well who will buy, Taylor Swift's album and
but they're not cheap either, are they?
No, so that's the thing. It's very expensive, and now you know why. It's because of the cost of the
process.
Of the lacquers, the stampers, the prints, etc. It is an expensive and a luxury good.
Yeah. I must admit, growing up a long time ago, I had tons of vinyl, 12-inch, albums, and I basically gave them away.
I
know. And they're selling, some of them that I had are now selling for like £20-30, and you're going, wow. I kept some because I'm a big fan of Elvis Costello, so for some reason I kept every one of Elvis Costello's, which aren't worth anything to me. But so we're chatting about did you say the pillars or the process that everything has to go through? You said there's 3.
Oh yeah, so we've got 3 pillars at Seabass. So one of them is sustainability, and we've touched on that already. Yeah. So again, we've got our purpose-built factory that we've made with sustainability in mind. So we've got solar panels, we've got 100 kilowatt on our roof, we've got 2 wind turbines of 9 kilowatt each. So on a sunny day in Tranent, which happens quite often, then
not that often. Come on.
The records are made using mainly solar power. So, and it works really, really well. And we've got a battery as well of 25 kilowatts that stores the energy. So it's been absolutely amazing. And then we recycle all the records that are rejected from quality control. We recycle all the offcuts. So that's
Do you send that back to the suppliers?
No. So, in theory, we should be able to put them back directly in the hopper, but at the moment we need to filter the plastics in case there are, metal particles, etc. Okay. But we've got in our plans to get inline grinders directly in the machines or near the machine that then grinds the offcuts and then put them back directly in the hopper. Yeah.
Okay. And I did read that you can do colours.
We can do any color you like, opaque or semi-transparent. We can't achieve full transparency due to the pigments, but we can do semi-transparent, and we can do marble records as well. So you take...
Is that just a mix?
Mix of colors, and we can do transparent and clear glass as well records, which is quite nice.
And do you get much of that?
We do actually. At the moment, we tend to have more black records in order due to the cost, but it comes in waves. But we do a lot of marble and color records as well. And
it is standard. I mean, going back to the 70s and 80s, I had them with all the different colours. Mm-hmm. I had the Bluebells. It was a 12-inch with the shape of a bell in blue.
Oh, wow.
Don't know where that is now, but... And you're also from North Berwick. And you've got your hoodie on. And you're part of the North Berwick Pipe Band.
Yes. So I joined the pipe band, I think it's 2 years ago now, and I started with learning the chanter. With the North Berwick Pipe Band. So they've been amazing. So they're just volunteers who teach you how to learn the chanter, etc. And then I moved to the bagpipes. So I'm quite new to the bagpipes, and because I've been very busy at work, I don't have as much time as I should to practice. But I march with the North Berwick Pipe Band now every Wednesday during the summer at the lodge in North Berwick. Yeah, so just a quick hello to Joyce and Eddie, who are our pipe sergeant and pipe major at the pipe band.
It must be really hard to play the pipes, to be fair.
It's not easy, but it's so rewarding. I just love playing with the band, and it's such a fantastic group. And by the way, we're looking for pipers, so if anyone wants to learn the chanter, wants to join,
so is it just the North Berwick Pipe Band?
Yes.
You're not associated with British Legion or anything?
No,
like that?
so I know that they work closely with the Haddington Pipe Band as well, and sometimes there are joint performances as well, but no, that's North Berwick Pipe Band, yeah.
Okay, so if you're marching with the band, are you actually playing the pipes, or are you just doing a bit? Yeah.
At the moment, I can't play all the tunes, so I stay quiet for some of the tunes, but...
I was going to say turn it down, but you can hardly turn the pipes down, but I'm sure you can do something.
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll be busy coming up to next week, Fringe by the Sea.
Yes, so the pipe band are actually playing, so I haven't made the cut this year, but hopefully next year. But we also have a listening party at Fringe by the Sea. Okay. So, looking forward to that. So, some of the lovely customers and friends we've pressed for are coming to talk about their records, and they are going to select one of their songs, and they are going to talk about the creative process throughout the session. And we've got a couple of special guests as well that will dial in as well.
Right. Well, I've been talked into going to the Bay City Rollers.
Oh, wow.
No, not wow. There were 7 people going and 2 people backed out. So my wife has talked me into me and my son going. Yeah. Don't know how she managed that. So we're going on that. It's on the Friday. And then on the Sunday, I'm down at North Berwick Songwriters.
Oh, yes.
They're having
a session.
Yeah, so I'm going down to that as well, which I'm looking forward to. I've had all the guys that are part of that. They've been in here.
Okay.
And we've had a good chat, which brings me on to this next one, because Wave of the Flood, Lindsay Strachan.
Yes.
She's just did a pressing, hasn't she?
That's right, yeah. She pressed a beautiful Gatefold record with us. And actually, Lindsay is one of our guests from Fringe by the Sea at the listening party as well. And also, Lindsay is a learner of the chanter in the pipe band as well.
She never told me that.
We've gone full circle. Well, she's been very busy, so she hasn't been recently, but she said she's going to come back, so that'd be lovely.
All right, okay.
Yeah. I hope she's listening.
I think she's been in here. She will be. She listens to the show, as I say. I think she's been in here 3 times, one with the North Berwick Songwriting Group and twice as solo, because she did this thing where she launched a single every month. And at the end of the 12 months, she did the album.
Okay.
It's a good album. So we've got all the tracks. And Lindsay, I'm going to do this one. I hope it's the right one. Because when she first came in, the song is called Merlot. And she brought us in a bottle of Merlot. So how can you not play it? But this is Wave of the Flood, and this is Merlot. Yeah, there we go. That is Wave of the Flood, Lindsay Strachan. Down in North Berwick as well, Lindsay.
Correct.
And so you know her. And she's doing the pipes as well.
Well, the chanter, I don't think she got her pipes, but I hope she's going to come back with us.
Great singer-songwriter, I must admit. This is great. Now, something else we're talking about was the quality. How can you guarantee the quality?
So we've benchmarked the quality of our records to a company in Germany called Optimal. So we're trying to reach that level of quality, and we think we're there. So the ingredients that we need to make the best records we can is to have the best lacquer cut as possible, the best galvanics, so that we don't have, any defects on the record, and then obviously have the best pressing that we can. So we do test pressing. So once the records are ordered and when we receive the stampers, we send 5 records in general to the artist just to check that the pressing is as per their expectations, that it reflects perfectly the music. They listen to that, and once they are happy with it, then they give us the green light, and then we make the main press.
Okay.
Have
you ever had them rejects?
Yes, it happens sometimes. We've got, there is a problem. Sometimes there can be problems with the mastering, which is, so that's quite out of our control. So in that case, the mastering needs to be changed, and then we start the process from scratch. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. As I mentioned before, there are a lot of pitfalls, so we need to be aware of, and then sometimes, things happen.
So who is your quality control? Is it you, or do you
No,
have somebody?
so we at the moment, we're 7 people at the plant, and we've got mainly 2-3 people who are dedicated to the quality control. So they inspect visually each record, and whilst we press the record as well, we play the record in the plant just to make sure that everything is okay, that there is no pop, no clicks, no scratch, whatever. So
do you ever get because I'm going back in time, because that's what I do. Whereas you get people playing it and you get that scratch. Can you do anything about that? No. So we don't have many scratches, but if a stamper is damaged and then a scratch appears, because, for example, a PVC particle has gone on the stampers, then in that case, we just need to reject the records, and we need to order a new stamper so that there is no more scratch. Okay.
But we are really up there with the quality of the records. We do lots of audiophile records, jazz, very niche records, and we're starting to have a good reputation, thankfully.
No, which is good, and I mean that's Lindsay Strachan just been in touch saying she's listening, and she did say that she's at the listening party next week. And you're doing Chris Drever's new album as well?
We've done it already.
You've done it?
Yes. We pressed it, I think, a couple of months ago. Right. Yes, because I know Chris is Lindsay's producer. Fantastic record as well.
He's good. I've seen him a few times. He's really good.
He came to the plant to visit us, actually, to watch the process.
Okay, because I've seen it from Glasgow or somewhere.
He is. We've got lots of people from Glasgow, but more and more people press from Edinburgh, and the region as well.
So how do you get your business? Is it more word of mouth?
We do very little in terms of
advertising,
marketing. So we sponsor the Say Awards, the Voice of Young Scotland prize. So every year, so we do that. We tend to go to a conference like Making Vinyl every year. So it's in Holland, and we go to the independent vinyl market. We didn't go this year; we couldn't go, but we do a few things, but not very much. So it's word of mouth mainly, but which is amazing. But it means we need to carry on doing a good job, because if we don't do a good job, then word of mouth can go the other way as well.
Do you change suppliers much, or are you quite happy with the suppliers?
No, we're happy with our suppliers. So we've used Star Delta as our lacquer cutting house for several years now, and so people can cut also with their own lacquer cutting house, so Air Mastering or Abbey Road, but otherwise by default we cut with Lewis Hopkins and Andy Miles at Star Delta. We use tamper discs for all our galvanics. They are based in Sheffield, and for printing we use RAD printers. They are based in England, in Kent, I think.
And you're happy with what you're doing. You're good at what you're doing. Would you change anything? You talk about maybe doing the 7-inch, but would you do anything different?
I think so. 7-inch is something that we'd like to do as soon as possible, because we've got some demand for that. But also, I mentioned the inline grinders as well. So that would make our life much easier.
But it's all cost in the end.
It's cost. All this machinery costs a lot of money, and we keep doing improvements. So at the moment, we've just recruited a new person called Martha. I don't know if she's going to listen to me, but she joined us about a month ago, and she's helping me doing the order processing and the quotations, etc., and processing the assets, the audios, the printed goods, and that's a lot of help. And we've got a fantastic team as well working with us. So yeah.
So you were the first in Scotland. Are you still the only one in Scotland?
We are, yes. Yeah. I think there was another pressing plant which was due to open in Glasgow a couple of years back, but I think they didn't make it through. I think they went to public funding and didn't.
Is that the cost of start-up then? That's,
I assume so. It's so, well, the initial investment to build a pressing plant, then to buy the machines, buy a ginormous boiler, all the piping work, and then you need to buy the shrink machine, you need to buy a forklift. All of that is a lot of money.
And how was East Lothian? Were they okay? Did they support you?
So they were supportive when we bought the plot, so that was amazing. It was quite difficult because there is lots of red tape to go through, and also because we were in Macmerry, there was a risk that there would be coal mines under the plant, so we had to do all the study of the soil, etc. But in the end, we managed to do that. And then we've had some help from Scottish Enterprise as well, so they paid for half of our solar panels, which has been a godsend, because obviously with all the nice weather here, then it makes us save lots of energy. And we've got a grant as well, to later get those inline grinders and then the 7-inch kit as well. So that's been super helpful.
When we were chatting earlier, you know what you're talking about with the vinyl, but you said you're not up to speed with everything on the music side.
Well,
but you mentioned a few bands to me, and I'm going, nope, don't know them.
It's just when I talk with the real vinyl record collectors, vinyl aficionados, I'm not at all at that level. And because I grew up in France as well, where we didn't have access to all this fantastic Scottish, and British music, so I don't know as much, to be very frank with you. And apart from being a bagpiper in a pipe band, I'm not a musician myself, so I don't know that much about music.
What about your husband? Is he into the music scene?
So Dave, he's not a musician, but he's always been a vinyl fanatic, and he's massively into his hi-fi as well. Right. So for his 50th birthday, he got a Lynn turntable. Okay. So
I'm not even going to ask how much that was, but it sounds expensive.
It's expensive, but it's once in a lifetime, you know. Yeah.
So does all he do is play vinyl now, or does he still play digital songs?
We do play a bit of digital music as well sometimes when we're lazy, so we use Rune at home, but we do play a lot of vinyl. And I have to say, because we play the music at the plant to check that the music is correct when we press, when I'm at home, I just need a bit of silence.
Well, absolutely, if you're hearing that all day. But as I said to you, I do a DJ for functions, and all you're doing is playing the same songs so that people want to hear, they want to dance. And it's all about keeping people up to it. You very seldom get asked for songs. I've got 20,000 songs, all digital. But people rarely ask for something that I've not got. Now and again, now and again. But it's all digital for me, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
But if you sold it's easier. If you gave away your vinyl collection as well, you would need to rebuild it from scratch.
Well, my son, who actually is a music producer, and he did his university course and went across to New York, and he was there for 2-3 years, and he loved it. But then again, what tended to happen, they were going away from vinyl CD into digital, so there wasn't really the need for producers. And he said he finds it hard now. So he does.
It's not an easy industry for sure. It's I've discovered that.
But he's into his vinyl big time. He bought me one of these small record players, where the album hangs over the side of the record player.
Yeah, a Crossley or something like that. I
think it was Goodman's or something. Oh, okay. It was one of the cheap ones, and it broke after a couple of months. So, so it wasn't a great one. But I did use it, but it just wasn't the same. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to do this one because we're actually running out of time, believe it or not. We've got 2 minutes.
Oh.
So I think we're going to have to say goodbye because I've put these songs in and we don't actually need them. So I'm going to take you out with a little bit of Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel because you did a repressing.
That's right, yeah. A remastered, recut and remastered version of Steve Harley. That was cut at Abbey Road, as I understand, and it was with the family of Steve Harley who attended the cutting session. And I've heard that they were really emotional because they didn't hear the music, remastered and cut that way. So it's a fantastic record. The sound is one of the best, that we've done. So it's quite a good song as well. Yeah.
Well, the time has just run away from us, and we're going to do a little bit of Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, and then we're going to have to say our goodbyes very shortly. Right, there we go. Dominique, I'm really sorry, we've run out of time. It's hard to believe how quick it's gone.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, Colin. Absolutely. It's your first time on a radio station, so you've enjoyed it.
I loved it. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Which is good. I'm going to have to get rid of these ads now, which is going to cause us some problems. But yeah, so what we'll do, thanks very much and for coming in. Hopefully I can come and have a look.
I'd love to.